Hey friends, I've got the house to myself for a bit, so I'm jumping into some living room cleaning. I'm straightening up, freshening the space, and even taking a quick break to play with Max the cat. Let's get things looking cozy and ready for when the family gets home. And we're starting now. So I just wanted to tell you guys that when Bella saw the new decor in her room, she was very pleased. She liked the way it came out. I am still looking for my little light teal tree so that I can set it up on her dresser for her so she can decorate it. And then her room will be done because we don't want to go overboard with decorating too much because I have to remember it all has to be picked up at the end of the season. The ceramic deer that you just saw me put on the shelf is one of my thrift shop finds that I showed you in a prior video that I had paid $1 for, and I found him hanging in the bag on my basement door along with the other things that I had bought, and I put all that stuff away or where I was going to use it. There wasn't that much of it anyway, and I washed the little hand towel and the apron and all that so that I could use them as well. And the throw blankets, as you see on our couch, are popular among all of us, including the dog. When you live in Maine and it's chilly, you actually use those throw blankets and make good use of them. Instead of turning the heat way up, it's easy to just grab a throw blanket if you're just sitting watching TV. And not to mention the fact that they're soft and cozy, which is a bonus. And speaking of throw blankets, my personal new throw blanket came today. It is a black furry. It looks like black fur. It looks like Max, actually. It came today, and it is the softest, most luxurious feeling throw I have ever touched in my entire life. And when I put it on me, it makes it look like I'm Max's mother. And I already informed Miss Bella that she cannot have Giga's special throw blanket, that if she is good, I am sure she will probably get one herself for Christmas. You're fine. Lucky, come on. Get in your bed. I'm thinking that this weekend will be a good weekend to get the tree set up. I was kind of hoping that it would snow and that we'd get a little bit before I set the tree up, but apparently it's just not going to happen anytime soon. It seems like everywhere else in the state seems to be getting a little bit of snow, but Old Man Winter seems to be lingering far away from us, so I don't know how I live up north and still have not gotten any snow. So if you're getting snow and you don't like it, you send it on up to us. I have been drinking coffee since I was 9 years old. My first cup of coffee was instant Sanka, and it was decaffeinated. And I used to have it with my breakfast every morning with cream and sugar and, just have it every single morning with breakfast. And recently I have a new obsession with my coffee. I actually have been adding in some shakes of cayenne pepper. And I realized that, I used to like the pumpkin spice coffee creamer. And over the recent years, it seems to not have that same little spicy kick that it had. And I came to realize that it's because I've been, in the past years, consuming more spicy foods, so that it didn't seem to have the same amount of heat that it had prior to that. And so a couple shakes of cayenne pepper really, really enhances the coffee. I really like it. And I've also been once in a while stirring in just a little bit of pumpkin spices too. So just something for you guys to think about. So I know some of you might think it's kind of strange and other ones might be intrigued, and I figured I'd just let you know. And speaking of pumpkin, since we're talking about things that make you think of dessert, what is your favorite holiday cookie? For me, I have to say that there was a recipe that I used to make for the kids years ago, and I have not been able to find the same recipe, and that was for eggnog cookies. And they were some of the best cookies. They have like a frosting on top of them, and the recipe came out of a book that was a real skinny hardcovered book that was from the Dollar Tree way back in the day. And I have not been able to find that recipe since. I lost the book and along with it the recipe, and have not been able to find it. And if I remember, the cover was brown on that book, and it was all nothing but Christmas cookie recipes. It had a peppermint candy cane one that I used to make, and a few other ones that were really, really good. I just took a quick break from editing and put in some keywords to Google, and lo and behold, the cookbook that those exact cookies are in popped straight up on my screen on eBay. $5.99 on eBay. I sent that link to the hubby and I said, we need to get this cookbook because that is the one that all my favorite recipes are in for Christmas cookies. And Christmas has not seemed the same since I unfortunately accidentally got rid of that cookbook. I've looked for before and couldn't find it, and for some reason now it is popping up all over the place. And I am so excited because it will really feel so much more like Christmas this year when I can bake my eggnog cookies and my there are so many cookie recipes in there that I absolutely love, and just I cannot wait to get my hands on this cookbook. And the sad part is it's $5.99 on eBay now because it's vintage. And when I got it, I think my mother had bought it for me and she paid $1 at the Dollar Tree. You may notice behind me, or off to the side behind me, that there is a quilt hanging up on the wall. And I've actually made that quilt so it can be slid across the door for days where it's real windy and cold, because it just helps to block some of the air from coming in and keeps the house just a little bit warmer. In fact, when we put it up every year, you notice a huge difference in here. So I made it this year so that we can just slide it over and keep it out of the way until it's needed. So that's why that is hanging up there. And if you think back, and if you've ever read the books, Little House in the Big Woods, they talked about keeping quilts up over their windows and doors as well. It's an old-timey thing that people have done for generations and generations, and I have to say, it does help and it does work. I always remember when I was a little girl, my great-grandma Hazel always had a whisk broom. Hers was a little different than this one. It had a handle, and the broom, it looked kind of like a giant toothbrush. And she had a, small dustpan that went with it. And I remember being a little girl and her asking me when I spent the night on the weekends to clean up around their wood stove and sweep it up. And I used to use the little whisk broom. And using this reminds me of her. When I bought this, I didn't think I was going to use it half as much as I do, but I use it a lot of times for my stairs and for, like I'm doing now, sweeping up around the litter box. And sweeping the ashes up from around the pellet stove because it's not good for my vacuum, and just keeping things in little spots cleaned up. And it really does make a big difference. And I know now as an adult why she always kept one on hand. It wasn't just to keep me amused and keep me doing something. It really served a real purpose. And it kept me amused and doing something. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in another video. I probably did. That the thing around the fireplace is a piece of fencing that was outside. I bent it in half, like the top to the bottom over in half, and I stapled it to the wall so that Lulu does not get in behind the pellet stove for the cat litter box. I know, super gross. And so that my little grandson doesn't run over to the pellet stove and touch it, because they have a pellet stove at their house too, but they have a gate around theirs, so he does not know to stay away from the pellet stove. And when we got a pellet stove, Bella was much older. She was 4 years old, and she knew to stay away from it. So we really had to put something up to keep him back away from it. So seeing all my little dog and kitty stockings, and keep in mind that they are miniature, they fit about something the size of a Hot Pocket in them. Ask me how I know. Thank you, Trevor. They're small. Give me some ideas of what I can put in them for the dogs and cats for Christmas morning so that they have something too. Max is already taken care of. He has 3 new toys coming, and they should fit perfectly in his stocking. But the rest of the cats are not too much into toys, so I'm trying to think of something else that will make them happy. And the dogs as well. So by the time this video gets to all of you, it will be Saturday morning. And what do you plan to do with your weekend this weekend? I am not sure about any big plans. I am hoping to maybe get out of the house for a little bit and maybe do a little bit of food shopping. And like I said, get the tree up and hang up the stockings and get my bedding on my bed, since I am just about caught up with the laundry as of today. So I won't be doing all that much laundry this weekend, and should be able to wash the bedding and get it on my bed. And then I will be showing you guys that video Sunday morning, hopefully. Do not hold your breath on it, because as you know, real life gets busy and sometimes things do not work out the way I hope and plan. And as you see here, I brought in a basket that I had out on my porch, and I am cleaning it all up. The little ones, the grandkids, are getting an upgrade on their toy bin, and I am upgrading them to a basket because we have quite a bit of a collection going here. So I'm going to upgrade them to this bigger bin, and I am going to upgrade the cats to a bigger bin, and everybody's going to be happy as pie. And while I'm doing this, I'm also going to get the cat toys out of the kid toy box and keep everything separated out. Now I put this, the big toy bin beside the pellet stove, but I actually ended up yesterday moving excuse me. I ended up moving the toy bin behind the couch in my office because the grandkids are not over here every minute of the day. So when they come here, it's easy enough just to pull the bin out for them, because I don't really need to look at it all day long. Although seeing it does make me happy, I would prefer it just to be behind the couch, and it makes me happier to watch them play with it. And I was able to push the mushroom cat scratcher back a little bit out of the way. And I'm just wiping this basket out, and I'm going to get the kitty toys in it. And Mr. Max is just wondering what Mom is up to now. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this other basket that I just put away. Max seems to really enjoy it. but I don't think he needs 2 baskets, so I'm sure that somewhere I will find a use for the basket that he had his toys in prior to that. I am so looking forward to this weekend, getting all of my Christmas boxes upstairs from the basement, going through it, and getting my TV console decorated, getting the tree up, getting my garlands out, and all the things that annoy my husband. Oh, just kidding. But yeah, anyway, we are coming to the end of yet another video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, a comment, subscribe, all the things. Have a wonderful Saturday. I will see you in the next video. And as always, happy cleaning. And stick around if you want to see Max having his afternoon playtime. Bye-bye.